Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulina. Welcome everybody to another episode of Islamic Finance Podcast with me, Almir. And today is totally unscripted episode. I'm thinking to do something reflective on what's happening, give you some update on the podcast and let you in a little bit in my life and maybe have a coffee with me. I have my coffee here. It's a Monday morning. Went for a beautiful walk, feel very refreshed. So if you have a coffee or any hot, beautiful liquid, grab it, sit with me, let's have a little chat and join me in the simultaneous sip in 3, 2, 1. Bismillah. That's beautiful, freshly grounded coffee. There was a little bit of a break 1 week that I didn't record a podcast. I don't know if some of you know, but probably most of you don't know, unless you know me personally. But alhamdulillah, Maryam got married about a month ago. So this last two months been a bit hectic with the episodes and life and events. And alhamdulillah, she's now in Sydney, but she will still join us from time to time in the podcast. And it's a beautiful occasion to see two young people starting their life. So I'm very happy for my daughter. And so now I'm here in the house Monday thinking what to do. Sometimes not easy by yourself to record, to talk to this empty room and the bricks and everything. I was thinking, what do I talk about today? What's going on? Monday is the time when I'm working from home, Monday and Tuesdays. These Mondays and Tuesdays, usually I try to read, listen something, watch something, work on myself, try to do some exercise as well. Do things I like to do. Most of the week, we as fathers, we spend it taking care of the family, of everybody else, driving them, spending time. Even, we watch some maybe movies with your kids you don't want to watch. But when you are by yourself, you can more focus on yourself and you can more be reflective. Even as I was walking, I was remembering when I was young, what I was doing, what did I like, what I was thinking, how did I grow out of certain things and where I'm going now. And you can put your life kind of into more perspective. With this podcast, one thing, it's not an easy, I realized we recorded about 40 podcasts this year, every week, most of the time. It's been quite a streak, having a family, 5 kids, being busy with work, opening in these clinics that we are investing in, working with young people in career development, in young professionals and various courses and teaching and students. So between business and students and podcasts and videos, it's very easy to get into the trap of either giving yourself too much to the outside world or neglecting yourself and your health and the things that you want to do, that you must do, from how you eating to generally just taking care of certain things that that are important for your health and vitality. As I grow older, more value, more time, more utility in time is spending it with the family, with my kids. And like, for example, now, although I did a bit of walking in the morning, I enjoy dropping my son and my daughters to school. Some of them are going to uni, as you know, some of them finish uni, some various stages of schooling system, but son is the youngest, so he is also finishing today earlier, so I'm going to take him. We're going to maybe grab a lunch. We have a commitment to start doing a gym together and some exercises. So I'm always torn between spending time on doing something, even reading, or producing something, or spending time with kids. And so this is life I think we all live. And it's the thing is, no one can have everything. No, you cannot have it all. You have to prioritize, and the balance is the hard one. You have your own desire, what you want to do to advance your career, to help somebody, and you see value in. You want to solve all problems of the world, basically, and you put yourself like as if you are responsible for the world and on your shoulders or something. But that's, of course, very, very naive. You have to work with what is And that's what I realized. You have to work with what you have, your immediate priorities, and take care of yourself, and everything has rights on us. As I'm reflecting on the life and my own personal life and the family and the commitments that I put myself in, I realize that I way too often say yes to so many projects, and I get into things maybe too quickly. Speak here, do this, record that, have a chat conference. So I'm trying more and more to say yes to the right things, that will help me with the right balance. So one of the things I'll probably try to do is in the future, and that's one thing with the podcast, is probably switch to 2 podcast episodes a month. So every fortnight instead of the weekly, do maybe a podcast and continue as we are doing now, but 2, maybe sometimes up to 3 episodes a month, as well as record maybe a few more videos, short, helpful, practical courses for YouTube. I think a lot of people are asking for that, so I want to address some of the questions and issues, and in that format. It's maybe a bit quicker, unlike here in the podcast where I can talk longer and there is more willingness, if you are driving, to listen somebody rambling like this for longer. Let me have a sip of coffee. Don't forget coffee. So I wish you are here all. So I ask you, how are you? What's happening in your life? And so on. Other things I often notice, even when I'm talking with my brothers, I don't know, there is a tendency, is it a man thing or something, but we put too much on our back, too many things and small bits and pieces, and we just want to do everything. It's not possible. Then that reduces the quality. And sometimes even I feel that because of that, I cannot put enough effort and emphasis in the podcast as much as I want in every episode. The pressure to put it, to publish, to do something makes it really harder. And then when you don't put enough effort, at least myself, I always think when I listen recording, was there something I could have done better, said in a better way? And then it's not a very healthy to look at your work from perspective where you are thinking, oh, this is not complete, this is not perfect, this is not whatever, I could maybe something, I don't know. It's a reflection of life, I guess. So I'm now here enjoying what to do in next couple of hours. So that's why I decided maybe let me have a little bit reflective talk. What is going on? What am I noticing? And things I'm doing. What I'm noticing, I'm running this masterclass about leadership in Islamic finance, leading with Islamic finance. And it's one of those things I want to eventually write a book about. And there are some stories, principles that I learned when I was a student, and they were always bouncing in my head. I try to figure out things, how things work, how people make something happen, and so on. So I'm always fascinated with psychology and the systems and people and stuff like that. As I teach, most of people don't realize, my students don't realize that, is that as I even teach and when they talk to me, I actually learn so much from them. I'll give you a quick example. In this last masterclass, that as I'm teaching, and always that happens. As soon as you start talking about certain topics, something that brings aspirational aspect, you see how good people are in reality, that people want to help others. People want to be productive. People have dreams. They have hopes. They have aspirations. And as soon as you tap into that, we had some exercise where you had to imagine what would you do in your life and so on. It's an exercise where we wanted to unlock minds and dream a little bit about what could we do with our life or in the future. And a lot of people came with such an interesting perspective. One of the students, he came up with this idea, return on Ahira, where whatever you do, it should be measured, in investment, they have ROI, return on investment. And he came up with this idea, return on Ahira. So ROA and I as an impact investor. And another student, she had quite interesting idea what the role of the money is. And I love that idea. She said, money is intermediary to do good in society. And investment, therefore, should be measured by amount of good that you do in society, not by amount of money. Of course, you do good, something good with investment, you're going to get profit surplus, yeah? framing money as investment is something that should, by amount of what it produces in society and good it does in society. That tied into our topic as we were discussing. We were talking about this very simple idea of leadership and the focus of leadership being to do good. Simple definition. What is the focus of leadership? To do good. Which I'm thinking in my own life, how do I do good? And what is good? I went too deep, I think, for a reflection of this kind with a beautiful coffee. Let me have a sip of another coffee. I don't know where I wanted to go with that. You see, this is unscripted, so sometimes you don't know. I don't know where I was trying to go with this. But let me have a sip of coffee. Okay. So what I tried to say was, it's really inspiring to see young people and people in general, and they really give me energy, and that the future is good, inshallah, because we have incredible potential and talent in people who really want to strive and do good in society. And people are incredibly generous. I'm more and more optimistic. Although the challenges are great, especially for Islamic economy, to be producing economy and to not be dependent on anybody else, but people who believe in it, believers in that economy, to be the producers. And I'm more optimistic than ever. Really, I can see people sacrificing, and sometimes it's not easy. We are coming from far away, but there is a lot happening, and I'm really excited. But I'm often thinking, what is my role? What is my purpose? I guess that's the tricky part here always. As we go through our stages in life, this is something that is changing constantly. So what about the rest of the life? So what do we say about life? What is happening these days on social media, in life, in everything? I don't know honestly what to tell you. While I, on one side, feel very hopeful and optimistic, I see that there are a lot of the lifestyle that is currently in our economy created, that we are pushing against, is materialistic lifestyle that is just feeding people's desires. Challenge of our time will be, how do we create economy that is more wholesome, that supporting Islamic lifestyle, that connects with other people, that service other people, service in the name of God. It's economy where people are connected. You spend time with each other. You enjoy each other's company. It's a balanced economy. These days, economy is broken down at individual level, where you are fed information, you are disconnected, you are connected virtually, synthetically, but you are really emotionally, physically, and everything else disconnected from others. And what is expected from you is just to be a consumer in that economy. Every content is commercialized. I was watching with my son the other day this first video ever published on YouTube. This, I think, named Javed Karim, one of the co-founders, third co-founder. He was recording the video. That was the first video on YouTube in the zoo. And he's showing some elephants and everything. And so that video, obviously, a lot of comments. And one of the comments, we were just reading the comments and just laughing at the comments, so funny comments. And one of the guys said in the comments, Javed forgot to say, smash that like button, subscribe, and make sure you check the deal on ExpressVPN, which is, one of those ads that bombarding us on YouTube. Here's another product that is sponsor of this video, that video. Click on this, click on that. Google is selling ads. Facebook is from the ads. YouTube is from the ads are working. Everything is like just selling us stuff. Even yesterday, walking in a shopping center with my wife, I said to my wife, let's go. I need a couple of t-shirts. Every time I need some clothes, my strategy is, okay, I'm just going to go buy t-shirts now. And we go in and out, military precision, go in and out, boom. Just buy 6, 7, just buy all t-shirts that are fit. This my size, try 1 or 2. That's the size. So I don't need to go for a year or 2, buy any more t-shirts or pants or whatever, shoes. As we go in, you can't breathe how much stuff in these shopping centers. Everywhere you go, in the middle, on the sides, selling you every kind of nonsense. pushing it in your eyes, in your home. You have everything like that already in the house, but no, you need new chair, new cover for that sofa. Constantly new. And feeding your mind with this junk. I get headache. I said to my wife, let's not look for anything. I can't stand looking at anything. Just go buy let's buy what we need and why we came for and get out of this. I understand, maybe as a guy, I don't understand the beauty of window shopping and looking and observing. And I understand. I said to my wife, you go with our daughters and you look at these lovely colors and things and you spend time doing that. I can't really, I have a headache. I need to be doing something more constructive and productive, or my mind will blow up here right away. So looking at that, wherever you turn, just they're inviting you to spend, to consume, in the nonsense most of the time. So after that, we went to buy some milk, and I bought some of these milk. I'm trying to find this milk, which is like a raw milk. I was reading somewhere the milk that we drink is apparently the way it's done, that what's the process called? Pasteurize or homogenize or something. I don't know. I think that's when they burn the milk. They separate it and burn it to clean it of anything. But that kills something inside, enzymes or something. So I'm trying to find a whole milk, a real raw milk. And I found something as close as that, but not really. And I'm still looking for it. And of course, I don't mind paying double, triple for that milk. You can understand if you buy 1 liter of milk for $1, somebody has done something with that milk. In the past, they used to find that they were adding water or what they call some substance. And there was a big case in Australia. But, they're taking away some stuff, from which we have these cheeses and stuff and butters. But I'm thinking, I would love to have proper food just to eat, to be healthy. I would love to buy stuff and things that I'm consuming in moderate amounts, but that they are healthy, they are produced in the right way, with perspective of really being good for us. And that's what I mean. Leadership is doing something good. That's an interesting maybe a link. Doing good, impact investing, doing something good for society, not just the bottom line. Bottom line you will take care of bottom line as long as you're doing something that is good. But a reality of the activism in spending and producing is in what we are actually creating. What kind of society are we shaping? And I think the moral economy, where the moral people investing and doing things and consuming and participating, where it's not so aggressively marketed, sold, pushed, and commercialized. I'm trying to imagine an economy where the things that we consume or how we spend or how we do stuff is bringing us closer, making us more human. Because currently, I feel almost economy is dehumanizing us. It's making us like animals. Just look at the commercials. Just what they want, you watch the commercials. Just eat, have sex, and then if you have a concert, you don't want child, you don't want just abort it, or just like an animal. Follow your desires in anything. And so I feel that this playing to our lowest common denominator. And that's what I was going back before. As you can see, this is a reflection, so it's all over the place. The thinking in all direction, but hopefully it will come to the center somewhere. We as a human are feeding those desires. We're taking desires as a God. And main priority for us is to feel free to follow those desires and self-serving interests. And this is what economy is feeding us. And I think the result is that we don't want to be nurtured, cultured. We don't want rules. That's something interesting. One of the mufti that I was listening the other day reading was saying, culture comes from the word cultured, nurtured. There is some borders. And we live in the world, as Mufti Zukorlic, he was saying, we live in the world that wants you to be free. And so if you connect our attitude to life to be free, to follow desire and your self-interest, these are the things that, like with the children, when you let them do whatever they want, they will harm themselves. So there has to be some restraints. There has to be some morals, something that will nurture you and shape you. I'm just trying to imagine what sort of economy is that? What kind of lifestyle is that supports a way of living as it is aligned with the revelation. I don't know if this was too much philosophy for one coffee session. Let me have another beautiful sip. I don't know if I'm gonna even record this and leave it there or go with it, or maybe I just delete this. The way I'm recording this is without everything is off, just the lamp is on. Although it's a beautiful morning, the windows are kind of half closed, the blinds are not letting too much light, so just a little lamp, just the recorder is on, nothing else is working. That's reflection for today from me. I hope you have a good day, take care of yourself, do something that you like for yourself today that is good for yourself, for you. As I said from before, we will have maybe 2 to 3 episodes of this podcast. We will continue as usual, but I don't think I'll be able to do every week on Monday as I was doing before, at least for some time. We'll see how this new regime is going. I'm looking forward to hear from you. Let me know what you are thinking, especially if you are in our Facebook page or if you are on Telegram. Telegram is much better actually because you get the message. These days, Facebook and everything, it's a pay-to-play arena where you can't get to the people. If you send a message, nobody sees on Facebook or these things. Maybe Instagram, good, but mainly Telegram. If you join our group and then specifically chat, then you can send few ideas.